What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Pips and Points. I'm your host, Jono, and I want to start by giving a special shout out to all my Pip Tonights, these awesome guys and my subscribers. Guys, you are the best. I appreciate you all for all of your support and your continued support in the future. And I want to say a shout out to all the new guys. Click the thumbnail on here now, and I want to say, hey guys, what's happening? Alright, so welcome to Pits and Points. Now on this channel, we mainly talk about the NAS100. We talk about other currency pairs as well, but for the most part, it's always the NAS100, right? Now on this channel, basically, I talk about how I plan to navigate the NAS in the up and coming days and weeks, setups I'm looking for, how I plan to get in, how I plan to get out, that sort of stuff, right? And in doing so, obviously you can pick up some tips for yourself or just watch it for entertainment. It's up to you. But however, the most important thing in regards to what you're going to be watching here today is that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not professing to be a financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just literally showing you how I plan to navigate the NAS in real time. So the videos I upload are time sensitive. I record them on a day, edit them on a day, upload them on a day, usually about an hour or two from it being recorded to it being uploaded. So there's a lot you can gain from it, right? Now in saying this, right, if you decide that you're going to take some of my recommendations on this channel and make moves yourself, okay, you do that at your own risk, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just showing you how I like to do things. All right. So, and if you find the content useful in any way in this video, hit the subscribe button, become a Pip tonight, hit a like, turn on the notification, so whenever I release a video, you'll be one of the first to see it. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's get straight into it. So guys, for first things first, let's turn on all of the drawings, all of the work that we've been doing for last week. Well, from Wednesday actually. Well, last week, to be fair, we have been doing this for a little while, right? And we're going to see some of the stuff that I was talking about. So on Wednesday, which was this week, right, I talked about there was a potential it could go up, but however, I wanted it in this zone. And it looks like the NAS has come into this zone. Now, if you want to know more about the situation that we've been talking about in this area where I'm circling, you're going to need to go back and watch the last 3 videos. And the video I did on Wednesday will be in a little box, in a little thumbnail box in this area where I'm circling at the end of the video. So just click on that and give that a watch. And then once you finish watching that one, watch the other one behind that also, and that will give you a clearer picture as to what we've been talking about in regards to this area. This is super important in terms of what the potential of what is coming within the next couple days, which is from next week Monday onwards, because we have what we've been looking for in the zone right now. Okay, so I highly encourage you to go back and watch the last 2 videos, and so you can get an idea as to what I was talking about, what I was saying about this zone, and how we're going to make moves happen. I'm going to recap a little bit in terms of what we talked about, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just go back and obviously check out those videos, and obviously the homework is important. It actually will help you in terms of how I do things and how you could use the same concept as to how I used to trade yourself. It's literally, I lay it all out in my videos that I've been doing. I don't hide anything from you guys. It's all there for you to see. So what is this rectangle? That is this order block over here, right? So we're going to zoom in so we can see exactly what I'm talking about. This order block right here, right? This is the order block that we've been waiting for, and obviously price has gone into it a couple times. It's gone into it a couple times, but this time is the one that we've been looking for, because this is where it goes into the zone properly, right? So it's going into the zone properly, and what I'm expecting to happen, right, is once now that I know it's in the zone, my sniper rifle's out and I'm about to take a shot. I can see the target is in the building, and now we're waiting for the proper setup and we're going to take the shot, right? So this is what I'm thinking price is going to do. Bearing in mind, it's going to push down some more, I believe, because you've got one parabolic. If I go into the zoom again, sorry, right? So this parabolic red that we got right here usually moves in threes, okay? Usually moves in threes. It's not a given that it's going to move in three, but it usually does, right? So what I'm thinking is price is going to push down some more, come right, say, into this zone right about here somewhere, right? Or the wick could come down to about here somewhere, and then it will begin its push to the upside, where we wait for our first signal. And that first signal is it breaking above this level over here, which is not actually a high, but it's a high point, but it's not a high, it's actually is a low, right? So waiting for it to break that, and then it will push up some more. It will push up some more. So let's just bring this in a bit. So it will push up some more, right? Where if it breaks this level over here, let me where if it breaks this level over here, right, then we're out of the correction, we're out of the bearish move, and we're heading to the upside, right? But also in saying that, I believe that the highest is going to go is up here. Right, so I believe the highest is going to go is about around this level right here. So where I am kind of moving the mouse, this is the highest I'm expecting it to go. More realistically, it's going to be the top of the structure somewhere, and this structure sits between two order blocks. So we've got order block over here, and then we've got one over here as well, right? So these are the two order blocks that it's going to go into. Chances are it's going to be the top one, right? Then once it does that, I'm expecting price to come back down, right? I'm expecting price to come back down to this level. So let me just rejig this a bit so it makes a bit more sense, right? Just a bit more sense. So we're going to do that. We're going to say price is going to push up to about this level over here, or the bodies could be here and the wicks will be up there somewhere, right? And then price could push down to about this level, and then might come all the way back down again to the zone, and then push back up again. Price could actually do that. So let me just do this, make it look a little bit cleaner. Something like this, right, is what I am expecting price to do in the coming days and weeks. Because one thing that we cannot put out of our mind in regards to what is going on in the markets right now is that this overall thing here is a downtrend. It's not uptrend at all, it's a downtrend. All right, you're going to be in a very good advantage if you're selling the market, okay? So if you're there are people right now in this channel that are watching these videos right now that sold from up here, and I believe they're still holding that sell right now. They're still holding that sell, so they got balls of steel being able to do that, because literally I would have hopped off somewhere back here and I'd have been looking for a position, say down here somewhere, rolled it down, and then wait for it to go back up again, then ride it down again, and so on and so forth. But they're doing it how they're doing it because they're working their own strategy, they're doing their own homework, they're doing their own research, and they're doing what makes sense to them. So hence why I give them the utmost respect. And if that person is watching, I salute you. So with what we've got going on in the NAS right now, this is the area of entry for us. Well, for me, basically. This zone right here, right? This zone right here is the area of entry for me. I made that nice and dark, and it's already in the zone, so it's broken through the first level of the zone right now, and that is 1273.2.54, and the end of that zone is 1231.9.90. Right, so it's round about that region, round about this zone that we'll be looking for entries. Okay, that's the plan. So what happened today? What's going on today? Because let's look at the MACD, and the MACD was about to push up, right? And then it's giving us some reds, okay? So let's see what happened. This is on the daily, so we're talking about 2 days red. So we're talking about when we made the video, it looked like it was going to go into the green, and then on Thursday it gave us a strong indicator that was pulling all the way down. That's that red over here. And then on today, obviously we still got the red, so we're still pushing down, and that is this red over here, right? So what happened today? What's going on? So we're in Forex Factory, okay, and let's see what's happened today. So in a nutshell, all of these ones are fine. So average hourly earnings, yeah, fine, good, whatever, okay. Unemployment rate, cool, great, whatever. I mean, it's positive. Average hourly rate is negative, but the one we're most interested in is the non-farm payroll, right? The non-farm payroll, and that's come in positive, right? So it's coming positive, so you would expect this to be green. But however, this ain't green, and I wasn't expecting it to be green. Why? Interest rates were increased for the United States. So interest rates went up, and yesterday interest rate went up for the UK, right? So what happened was, when I saw on Thursday that price was pushing down, interest rate had a negative impact on the overall market move, simply because, in my opinion, of inflation, right? Inflation and recession is on the cards right now at the moment, and they're doing all they can to try to avoid that situation from happening. And everything they're saying is all great, but in all reality, the Western world, the world that you and I live in, i.e. if you're watching from America, if you're watching from Europe, or if you're watching from Australia, or any of those English-speaking or European countries, or Canada, etc., okay, you're going to get hit with a recession, all right? We're getting hit with a recession. Now, it's going to begin to manifest in 2022 as we're heading towards winter, and it's going to go into hyperdrive in 2023. That is when it is really going to hit, all right, in my opinion. So that's what I think is happening, and hence why we have the moves that we got going on right now. Don't quote me on that, because that might not be the case. Everything will go good again, but I don't think it is. I think lockdowns and everything else that was introduced in 2020 up until now, it's had a massive impact on the economy, as well as the situation we've got in Europe right now. It's not coming together in a positive light in terms of how everything is going to go, and I think a recession is looking very, very, very likely. I know it's going to be falling some more. It's going to be zigzagging and falling and zigzagging and falling, and that is all expected, okay? So how we're going to play this is how I laid this out in the diagram earlier, which is me personally, in my personal opinion, because I know it's going to be pushing to the upside to create new higher highs at some point, so I can set and forget, I'm biased towards taking buys in the market. So all I will be doing is looking for setups in these levels. So it comes to the zone, I buy, I ride it to the top, I hop off, I wait for it to pull back, which I might sell because it's still an opportunity to make some coins, so why not do it, right? And then it's going to pull back down again, and then it's going to be doing this for a little while, okay, a little while, and then eventually it's going to start to push to the upside when it's going to break a high. And that's all we're waiting for, is for a high like this one to be broken. Once that's broken, we know everything is good, everything is beautiful, and we're back on track. So let's jump into the NAS components, or the ones I consider the main ones, to see what is happening. Like I said in my in the last videos back, in regards to this list I've put together, okay, when it's in the red, the NAS is falling. When it's in the green, the NAS is rising. So when I made a video on the Wednesday, which is this week over here, every single one of these, with the exception of, I believe it was Pepsi, I'm not sure, I will need to go back and obviously double check what I said in that video. Every single one of them was green. Every single one was green. Okay, now if you want to trade the NAS, right, and you don't really know anything about technical analysis for whatever reason, you can't wrap your head around it. All right, okay, there is a simple thing you can basically do, which is look for all the components in the NAS, all the components in the NAS. Well, not all the components, all the main ones, right? All the main ones, right? So some got that list down to 6. My list is a little bit bigger, but there's a couple more that I know drives the NAS, and it's worth keeping an eye on. Okay, and you just look, and if 90% of them are in the red, you sell the NAS. If 90% of them are in the green, you buy the NAS, right? But there is a combination of the ones that are in the green and ones that are in the red that actually lets you know the overall direction. So first things first, you have to look at the big 6. So that is Tesla, Google, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft, right? Actually, no, that was 7. With the big 7. Okay, right? And then you can then look at the rest, the little ones underneath that, to gauge the overall feel of the Nasdaq, if you catch my meaning. So now that I'm done with that, let's look at the overall positions of these stocks to help us figure out exactly what could happen on Monday. So first is Tesla, right? So Tesla is still holding shape, right? But it's done the typical move of a pullback to the downside, which is it's consolidated, it has swung up, and now it's flying down. So in my opinion, Tesla is coming down. In my opinion, it's coming down, and which basically means that I should not be in a hurry to jump into the NAS so soon. Maybe I should keep more of an eye on it, right? Because Tesla is falling. But let's see what the rest have to say, what position they're in. Okay. And Google has done that typical same move that Tesla has done, right? So you can see the same thing here. You've got the swing to the upside, and now it's pushing down. And Google has the same pattern. It has swung to the upside, and now it's pushing down, right? And when we made the video on Wednesday, this was the wick we was looking at. This black one right here, okay? So then let's look at Amazon. And Amazon too has kind of made that move, but Amazon is swinging downwards. So Amazon is on its way down. It's going down. Let's actually get rid of this because this is an invalid thingamajig. So let's get rid of that. So Amazon's coming down. It could pull up, but it's coming down. And Netflix is pushing down. And the typical structure that I always keep telling you guys about is this little move right here. Right? You see every time price is about to push down, it will make this move. It doesn't always do it, but in most cases it does. And say for example, if you was to really zoom in on this, right? So if you was to zoom in on this, let's just zoom in close on this, right? And we go into a lower time frame, say hour. You're going to see a nice little channel that is formed, because that's what that is. That's what that is. You see the nice little channel. And this is what we call, and this is the type of channel that kills a lot of retail traders, because a lot of people do not know how to read this channel. When it starts doing things like this, that literally all it's going to do is just get you sucked up in here somewhere and literally destroy you. And that's what it does. That's what it does. All right. So let's go back into the daily. Let's get rid of those because we don't need them. And let's look at Apple. And Apple, as you can see, is doing the same thing that we just saw with Netflix, but this one just much bigger. And this is it here. It is consolidated in. So it looks like this if you was to tie in the wicks, right? So it looks like this if you was to go through the wick. So essentially, it could end up doing something like this. Big little swings where you don't know where it's going because the channel is only getting bigger and bigger. and it could either break up or it could just shoot up and break down, right? So it could just do this, make his way and touch the top, and then come all the way back down again, right? And then anyone in the middle of the zone will get slaughtered. That's what usually happens. So where Apple is at the moment, okay, I would say it's going to push downwards, but I really can't tell at this stage. I really can't tell what it's doing. I'm going to need to watch it for a little while. So we're going to leave that. And if we look at Facebook, I would say Facebook is going to push down even lower. It's going to push down even lower. Why? Because we have a new low here and we have a lower high. And this whole move here is a fractal to the downside, where we have three candles to the, or where we have two black candles to the up with the middle one, right? That's the middle finger, and then we have two lower ones. So there's a very good chance that this is going to push down, right? And if you look at the overall locations to where the this lower high is in comparison to that, this whole structure, this channel that we got here, it's about to break and push to the downside. So this is a further indicator that NAS could even go lower than where it is right now. These are good things for us to know, right? Good things for us to know. It's annoying because we want to get into a trade that is favorable to our setup, but it's also letting us know not to get in too early because we might be holding some red for a little while. So we just have to be patient. Microsoft has gone into a range, so we can see that here. This is Microsoft and it's gone into a range, right? And the range looks like it's squeezing from what I can see. So it looks like it's squeezing. And why do I say it is squeezing? Well, we have a higher low in comparison to this low over here. And then we have another structure within this structure, which is lying right here. So what could happen, right? Because we're getting a higher low, is we could get something like this. It goes up, it hits this level, and then smashes straight through to the floor. This is how I'm reading this whole situation over here. So this is letting me know again that NAS is going to be pushing down a little bit more. Not confirmed, not set in stone. Like I say, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. You will need to do your homework, you will need to do your research, and you will need to hit the subscribe button and become a pip tonight so you can see the videos when they release, as they release, and drop a like and a comment and all the other good stuff. I will respond, not always in time, but I always usually respond. If I don't drop a like or something, you know what I mean, I'll say something. I'll say, hey, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? I'll give my views on what you've just said. So NVIDIA, NVIDIA, not NVIDIA, NVIDIA. My apologies for that, terrible English. As you can see, more consolidation. And this consolidation looks like it's actually broken through. We've got a wick pushing out at the bottom right now, pushing down below. So if you zoom in, we can get a better look at that. There we are. You see, it's pushing through. This wick is not to be ignored. So there's a chance it's going to be pushing through. But also, in saying that as well, MACD's also been producing greens in regards to this. So it's considering this move all to be ups, an uptrend. Well, not uptrend, but a high. Sorry, a high, right? So let's see what happens if this goes red. Then this is breaking through. But if you see the size of these MACDs, okay, it doesn't fill me with confidence that this is going to be pushing up, because it feels like it's running out of steam and it's going to break down. It's just going to give up. It's going to give up and just fall. That's how it looks to me, right? So that is that in regards to NVIDIA. So now let's look at PayPal. And once again, the shape of doom if you're buying. There we go. The same structure again, consolidating. Now it's broken, it's neck and neck. Once it produces a lower low, lower than this particular low over here, we know that PayPal 2 is going down. So overall, the trend that we're getting from the charts that we're looking at, from the stocks that we're looking at in regards to their overall structure, is that it has more pulling down to do. So it looks like there's a higher chance of it going down than of it going up, in regards to how I'm currently seeing that right now, right? So how I'm seeing that basically means I think it's going to be pushing down some more. And let's look at Pepsi. So zoom out, get the overall picture. And Pepsi looks like it's pulled back and now it's about to push up even higher, right? And why do I think so? Why do I think that? Well, it's quite simple. Well, it's not simple, but let me give it to you how I'm seeing it. This particular parabolic black candle over here, right, that we're looking at, the one that I'm circling around, I think it's just going to push up. What I think is going to happen is one or two things, right? It's either going to push up slightly to reach its pre-level of 177.77 and then push down. So what we could have is something that looks like this, right? And it could be a consolidation push to the upside before it breaks down. So something like this. Right? It bounces in between, boom, 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 reaches that same level and then breaks down to about here somewhere. That is what could happen, but this overall thing, this overall structure I'm seeing right now, I'm saying it's going to be pushing upwards before it breaks down, right? So this is the only stock at the moment within this small list that I've put together of NAS composites that looks positive. And then if you get to EA, this is clearly going down. These levels have been broken and it's now pushing down, right? You might get a pullback of this wick, but this is going down. It's not going up, it is going down. And finally, let's look at eBay. And eBay, it has already broken the structure. So it has broken the low over here. This is the low, so it's broken that, and it's produced this, which is just the pullback, and it's going to push down further. So if I look at all of this, if I look at everything that I've seen within the small list of NAS composites, right? I will need to go back into this chart again, and I would now need to factor in this area as the possible zone for the NAS to go to right now, and that would be this order block right here. So this order block right here is now the one we're now going to take. And what we do with order blocks, or what I like to do with order blocks, is I copy the whole thing up to the wick. And then we're just going to go here. And we're just going to extend this right. Boom. We're going to zoom out. And look where that lands. Right there. Alright? So first we need to see what kind of shape this is going to do, if this is going to violate this overall channel that we got and just come straight down to the bottom, down here somewhere, okay, which basically means this whole thing needs to be reevaluated, and we need to look at different fractal points of interest, because the whole thing is going to be different. It's not going to be as what it is now if price drops all the way down here. And looking at what I'm looking at right now, I wouldn't want to say it's a likely situation, but it looks like it's a likely situation, and that's what's going to happen. And that is what's going to happen, okay? And then we've got another order block down here somewhere, right? But we're not going to draw that. We'll draw that one later if we start getting very close to it, because I don't want this chart to be too cluttered up. We only want to keep key areas of interest. So let's just get rid of this level for now because we don't need that anymore. We just keep that level there, the daily low, and we keep the rest as they are. So this is how it's looking, right? So this is how it is looking in my opinion. This is how it is looking in my opinion. The NAS is about to get into a zone right now. It's about to get into this zone, and once it gets into that zone, once we get the confirmation that it's pushing to the upside, I don't know about you, but I'm jumping in. So once it gets into the zone, I'm going to jump in. Now, I'm not going to jump in crazy, but I am going to jump in once I get the confirmation I'm looking for. And the confirmation that I will be looking for in this particular situation would be, it would be this getting broken. So first things first, we go in and we mark that area up. So we're going to mark it up now. I'm going to mark it up as an hourly high. And then we're going to save this. So now that's in there nicely. And I'm just going to keep this little box there just in case it shows up in it. Then we're just going to make that move. And also, I think I am going to adjust this a little bit so it's a little bit cleaner, fits in nicely. Yeah, everything so far looks good. Everything so far looks good. So this is how we're going to leave it, folks. All right. So like I said, if you find the content useful in any way, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, become a Pip tonight. I release videos on the Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so we can get a really good view of what market is doing over the course of the week, so we can make the best decisions possible in regards to our entries. So with that said, I want to thank you all for giving me your precious time to come over and watch another episode of Pips and Points. I truly appreciate you for that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be on Monday evening. So until then, this is Jono signing out.